students, welcome to my today's topic. Today we will be discussing on fractions. Okay, so the first question comes, that is, what is a fraction? Actually, a fraction represents a part of a whole, okay, or more generally any number of equal parts. Got it? So a fraction describes how many parts of a certain size that are, suppose for example, 1/2, 8/5, 3/4. Okay, so it comes from the Latin word that is fractus. Okay, that means broken. So in mathematics, fractions are defined as the parts of a whole. Okay, so the whole can be a number or any specific value or a thing. In other words, it is also termed as a portion or section of any quantity. Okay, got it? So here a fraction represents a numeric value which defines the parts of a whole. Okay, so now if you look at this picture here, the first one is the flag of Belgium country. Okay, so here if you take this flag, you can see there are three parts. One is black, one is yellow, and another is red. Now if I ask what part of Belgian flag is yellow, okay, or if you take the next flag, here also we are having three parts with different colors. Now if we ask the same question, what part of this flag is green? Okay, so here the what parts come. So a fraction has two parts. One is numerator and another one is denominator. So if we take this flag first, that is Belgian flag, so what part of this flag is yellow? One part is yellow. So the fractions mean we have to take chosen part, here it is yellow, as 1, and below will be the total number of parts, that is 3. Okay, got it? So if you want to get more idea, go to the next slide. Now a fraction has two parts. One is numerator, another one is denominator. So numerator gives the idea, the part chosen, and denominator means the total parts, already discussed. So the numerator and denominator here are separated by a dividing line here. So we can write it like that way, n by d. Okay, here n means numerator, d means denominator. So in this fraction 3/5, here numerator is 3, denominator is 5. Got it? Got it? Okay. Now we will be learning about the types of fractions. So at first it is like fraction. The fractions having the same denominator are known as the like fractions. Suppose we are taking one example. Suppose 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. Okay. So if you see in all these fractions, you can see that all the denominators are same, but numerators are different. So the first point is, if in all the fractions we are having the same denominator, then these fractions are known as the like fractions. Okay, suppose another example we can take 1/4, 3/4. Okay, these are the like fractions because here denominators are same. Next is unlike fraction. The fractions having different denominators, suppose 2/7, 5/9, 3/8. If you look at all those fractions, you can see that in all these fractions all the denominators are different, not same. Then these fractions are known as the unlike fractions. Okay, next is unit fractions. The fractions that are having 1 as the numerator known as the unit fractions, because unit means 1. Okay, so if you take the examples will be 1 by 5, 1 by 8, 1 by 4. Here all the numerators are 1, that means unit, so these fractions are known as the unit fractions. Next one is proper fractions. The fractions having numerator smaller than the denominator are known as the proper fractions. So if you take the example, suppose 2 by 5, in this fraction you can see that numerator 2 is less than the denominator 5, so this fraction is known as the proper fraction. If we take another example, it will be 3 by 7. So in proper fraction, all the times the numerator will be smaller than the denominator. Okay, or you can say that denominator will be the greater than the numerator. Okay, and it is opposite in improper fractions. So if we take the example, suppose 7 by 3, this fraction, here you can see that numerator 7 is greater than the denominator 3. So whenever numerator is greater than denominator, then this fraction is known as the improper fraction. If we take another example, suppose 9 by 7, here also numerator is greater than the denominator, so this fraction is known as the improper fraction. Next we will be learning about mixed fraction. So mixed fraction is the combination of whole number and proper fraction. So if we take another example, if we take one example, that is 1 into 2 by 5. Here 1 is the whole number and 2 by 5 is the fraction. So mixed fraction is a combination of whole number and the fraction. So if you take another example, it will be like 2 into 5 by 9. And if you want to convert this mixed fraction into the fraction, so at first we have to multiply denominator with the whole number. Here it is 9 into 2, that is 18. Then we have to add with numerator, so 18 plus 5, it is 23. So in the numerator we have to write 23, and we have to write denominator whatever it has in this mixed fraction, so it is 9. Okay, so if you want to convert mixed fraction into improper fraction, at first we have to take the denominator as it is, and then we have to find out the numerator. So at first we have to multiply denominator with the whole number and then adding with the numerator. Here it is 23 by 9. Okay, if we want to do it again, so here if you want to convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction, so at first we have to write denominator here also the same, and then we have to multiply denominator with the whole number. Here it is 4 into 1, that is 4, and then we have to add with the numerator 4 plus 2, that is 6. Okay, so it is 6 by 4, and one thing is that here it is 6 by 4, so we have to make it in the short form. So if you want to make it in the short form, just divide both of the term, that is numerator and denominator, by 2. We are getting 3 by 2. Okay, got it? So another fraction is equivalent fraction. So equivalent fraction means the value of fraction remains the same, only the expression changes. Okay, so if I take one simple example, you will have this idea. Now look at this. So in the first figure, we are dividing a circle into two parts. One is colored part and one is white part. So if we take away one part, so the fraction will be 1 by 2. That means if we Now that means if we divide this circle into two equal parts, okay, then one part will be 1 by 2. Got it? The fraction will be 1 by 2. Now if we want to divide this circle into 4 parts, we have divided it into 4 parts and we have just take away 2 parts, so it will be 2 by 4. Okay, so in numerator we have to write chosen part, and in denominator, that means below, we have to take total part. So here it is 2 by 4. Again, if you look at the next figure, here the circle is divided into 6 parts, so below it is 6 and we have chosen only 3 parts, so it is 3 by 6 the fraction. And in the next, it is divided into 8 equal parts and we have taken only 4 parts, so it is 4 by 8. Okay, now in all these cases we are talking about the same part taken away, but the expression changes. So here 1 by 2, 2 by 4 and 4 by 8 are equivalent fractions wherein the value does not change but the expression change. Okay, so how? Here it is 1 by 2, and next if we want to convert it in the short form, so divide it by 2, so 2 divided by 2, 4 divided by 2, it gives us 1 by 2. So that means 2 by 4 means also 1 by 2. If we do the same process, 3 by 6, if we divide 3 by 3, 6 divided by 3 also we are getting 1 by 2. So here 3 by 6 also gives us the short form 1 by 2. And if we do the same thing for 4 by 8 divided by 4, here also we are getting the same fraction, that is 1 by 2. So if we try to convert all those into short form, every time you are getting the short form, that is the fraction 1 by 2. So that means here 1 by 2 means 1 by 2, 2 by 4 means 1 by 2, 3 by 6 means 1 by 2, 4 by 8 means 1 by 2. That means the value does not change but the expression changes. That means 1 by 2, 2 by 4, 3 by 6, 4 by 8 are the equivalent fractions. Okay, got it? Equivalent fractions. Okay, so suppose we are taking one example, that is 4 by 16. So 4 by 16 means if we want to make it in the short form, just we are dividing the numerator and denominator by 4, so we are getting 1 by 4. Okay, 1 by 4, that means 1 by 4 is equal to 4 by 16. So these are the equivalent fractions. Got it? Okay, if I take another, suppose I am taking 2 by 8, then if I divide it by 2, you are getting 1 by 4 also. So if we take 4 by 16 and make it in the short form, we are getting 1 by 4. If I take 2 by 8 and make it in the short form, we are getting 1 by 4. So in both of the fraction we are getting the same result. Okay, so that means the value does not change, expression changes. Okay, so we can say that these are the equivalent fraction. 4 by 16 and 2 by 8 are the equivalent fractions. Okay, next one is fractions of whole number. So we know whole number means 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, and fractions means which has two parts, one is numerator and another one is denominator. So now we are trying to find out the fraction of whole number. So if I take suppose one example, find 2 by 5 of 50. So how to do this? So at first we have to divide the whole number by denominator. What is the whole number here? That is the 50. So at first we have to divide the whole number by the denominator, that is 5. So what will be the result? That is 10. Now we have to multiply the result with the numerator. So what will be? 2 into 10, that is 20. So 2 by 5 of 50 gives us the result 20. Okay, it is the fraction of the whole number. Got it? Now we will be learning how to find equivalent fractions. Okay, so we here now we will be discussing how to find equivalent fractions in different methods. Suppose we are taking one simple example. Suppose 2 by 5, this fraction. So we have to find out the equivalent fraction of this fraction. So we can multiply both the numerator and denominator by the same number. So here if we multiply numerator and denominator with the same number, suppose we are multiplying denominator and numerator by the same number, it is 4. So we are getting 8 by 20. Okay, so we can see that the value changes but the expression does not change. Okay, got it? That means 2 by 5 is the equivalent fraction of 8 by 20. How? If we again divide it by 4, we are getting 2 by 5. That means value does not change but the expression are different. Here the fraction is 2 by 5, here the fraction is 8 by 20, but it gives the same, that is 2 by 5. Okay, so to find out the equivalent fractions we have to multiply denominator and numerator with the same number. Okay, suppose we have to find out two equivalent fractions of 1 by 4. So how to do it? So at first we are multiplying it by 2 in the numerator and denominator, so it is 2 by 8. If we want to find out once again, so multiply with 3, so it is 3 by 12. Okay, so two equivalent fractions of 1 by 4 is equal to 2 by 8 and 3 by 12. Got it? So we have to multiply with the same number in numerator and denominator, then we will have the equivalent fraction. We can do this same process by using the division method. So if you want to find equivalent fractions, you can multiply this with the same number in denominator and numerator. Otherwise you can divide both the numerator and denominator by the same number. Okay, you can do any process. Suppose I am taking one example. Suppose it is 50 by 125. So we are here dividing it with the same number, that is here 25. So it will be 50 divided by 25 to 125 divided by 25, that is 5. So here we have divided both numerator and denominator by 25. Okay, got it? So the equivalent fraction of 50 by 125 is also 2 by 5. So we can use any method, division method or multiplication method,
as per the requirement.
Okay, now to check if the equivalent fraction thus derived is correct or not, we can cross multiply the fractions. Okay, the numerator of one is multiplied by the denominator of the other. If the products are equal, then the fractions are equivalent, otherwise not. Okay, so if we take the example, suppose we are taking example 50 by 125, another expression is another fraction is 2 by 5. Now we have to check that both the fractions are equivalent or not. So if we have to check the equivalence, then simply we have to cross multiply. So here we have to multiply 5 into 50, and here we have to multiply 125 into 2. Got it? So here we are getting 50 into 5, that is 250, and here also 125 into 2, that is 250. So on the both hand we are having the same result, that means 250. So we can say that yes, the fractions are equivalent. Okay, once again I am telling, if you have to check that the fractions are in equivalence or not, these fractions are equivalent fractions or not, we have to just simply cross multiply the fractions. Okay, the numerator of one is multiplied by the denominator of the others. Okay, so if you take another one, suppose we have to check 1 by 4 and 3 by 9, sorry, we have to check these fractions are equivalent or not. So we have to just simply make the cross multiplication. So we have to multiply the numerator in one fraction with the denominator in another fraction. So it will be 1 into 9, that is 9, and the denominator of the first fraction with the numerator of the second fraction. Here it is 4 into 3, here it is 12. So here the result is 12 and here is the 9. So it is not equal, so that we can say that 1 by 4 and 3 by 9 are not equivalent fraction. Okay, now we will be learning how to reduce a fraction to the lowest terms. Reducing a fraction to the lowest term means that both numerator and denominator of a fraction have no common factor except 1. So if you want to reduce a fraction, suppose here it is the fraction 16 by 48. So how to reduce this fraction to the lowest terms? We have to just keep dividing both numerator and denominator by a common factor till no further division is possible. So if you want to do this, suppose the fraction is 16 by 48. So at first we are dividing 16 and 48 by 2, that is the common factor. So we are getting here 8 by 24. Again if you divide it with the common factor, that is 2, we are having 4 by 12. Again 4 by 12 we are using 4. So if we divide numerator and denominator both by 4, we are having the fraction that is 1 by 3. So it is the lowest term. Okay, so 16 by 48 is reduced to the lowest terms, that is 1 by 3. So here you can see that, so no further division is possible here, so we have to stop here. So that is the procedure to find out the lowest terms. We have to keep dividing both numerator and denominator by a common factor. Okay, if division is not possible further, then stop here and we are having the result. This is the first method. Now the second method is simply by finding out the HCF we can find out the lowest term. Suppose we have to find out the lowest term of 16 by 48 by HCF method. So at first we have to find out the HCF of 16 and 48. So what will be? It will be 8 and here it is 24, then it will be 4 and it is 12, then it is 2 and then it is 6, then it is 2, 1 and here it is 3. Okay, so what is the HCF? We have to multiply all this. So 2 into 2 4, 4 into 2 8, 8 into 2 16. So the HCF of 16 and 48 is 16. Got it? 16. So now we have to divide both numerator and the denominator by the HCF. Here it is 16. So what will be? So the fraction we are having 16 by 48. So we have to divide it by the HCF. Here we have the HCF, that is 16. So we have to divide numerator and denominator both by the HCF, that is 16. So we are having 1 by 3. So that means 1 by 3 is the lowest term of the fraction 16 by 48. Okay, so we can do this by HCF method also. Got it? So at first we have to find the HCF of the numerator and denominator, and then we have to divide both the denominator and numerator by the HCF. Then we have the lowest term. Okay. Now next is comparison of fractions. The comparison of fractions can be divided into two categories. One is comparison of like fraction, another one is comparison of unlike fractions. So at first we are taking comparison of like fraction. So like fractions means fractions with the same denominator. Therefore the fraction which has the greater number will be the greater. So if you want to compare this fraction, suppose we are taking like fraction 3 by 9 and 8 by 9. Okay, so here you can see that both the denominators are same, that is 9 here. So the fraction with the greater number in the numerator will be the greater fraction. So if denominators are same, then we have to check the numerator, which numerator is greater. Now you can see that 8 is greater than 3. Okay, so we can say that 8 by 9, this fraction is greater than the fraction 3 by 9. Okay, so it is very easy for like fraction. So for like fraction, as the denominators are same, so we have to look or we have to compare the numerators. Okay, the fraction will be the greater whose numerator is greater. Got it? And for the unlike fraction, unlike fractions means fractions having different denominators. Okay, so comparison cannot be done since the denominators are different. So at first we have to change the fractions in such a way so that denominators are made same for both of the fractions. Okay, so I have to take one. Suppose I am trying to compare the fractions that are 5 by 7 and 4 by 9. Got it? Here you can see that both the denominators are not same, different. So at first we have to make the denominators same, then we can compare. Okay, so that means at first we have to make unlike fractions into like fraction, then we have to apply the same method. So here the fractions are 5 by 7 and 4 by 9. So at first we have to find out the LCM of the denominators. So if we want to find out the denominators, if we want to find out the LCM of the denominators, so it will be 7 into 9, that is 63. Okay, that is 63. So we have to make now the denominators of both the fraction as 63, as LCM is 63. So the first fraction is 5 by 7, next fraction is 4 by 9. Now as we are having LCM, that is 63, so that we have to make denominators, we have to make denominators of both fraction as 63. So here it is 7. If we multiply 7 with 9, then the denominators will be 63. So as we are multiplying 9 with denominators, we have to multiply with 9 also in the numerators, so it will be 45. Okay, so the fraction is now 45 by 63 for the first fraction, and in the next fraction it will be, here it is 9, we have to make it as 63. So if we multiply 9 with 7, it gives us 63. Okay, and also we have to multiply 4 with 7. Okay, we have to multiply numerator and denominator with the same number, so we are having now 28 by 63. Okay, so for the next fraction the fraction is becomes, so the for the next fraction the fraction becomes 28 by 63. Now you can see that in both of the fraction denominators are same. Okay, now we can compare. So we know if denominators are same, then we have to just compare the numerators. So the first fraction, the numerator is 45 and in the next fraction it is 28. In the first fraction it is 45 in the numerator and in the next fraction it is 28 in numerator, and we know 45 is greater than 28. So here we can say that as the denominators are same, here it is 63 in both of the fraction already we have made. Now we have to check only the numerators. So here the numerator 45 is greater than 28, so we can easily say that 5 by 7 the fraction is greater than 4 by 9. Got it? So we can write 5 by 7 is greater than the fraction 4 by 9, or oppositely we can say that 4 by 9 is lesser than 5 by 7. Okay, so for comparison of unlike fractions we have to first find out the LCM of the denominators to make the unlike fraction into the like fraction, and then only compare the numerator, then we will have the greater number or lesser number. Okay, it is the method. Now secondly, to compare the fraction you can use cross multiplication method. Suppose we want to compare the same fraction, suppose 5 by 7 and 4 by 9. So just cross multiply the two fraction, multiply the numerators of the first fraction with the denominators of the second fraction. So what will be? It will be 45, and then just multiply the denominator of the first fraction with the numerator of the second fraction, so it will be 28. So now check which is greater, 45 or 28. 45, that means first fraction is greater than the second fraction, that means 5 by 7 is greater than the fraction 4 by 9. Okay, I think whatever I have discussed in this lesson are very much understood by you. So if you have any problems at any point, so pause the video and check it again. Okay, thank you.